everyone, are you ready to jump back into Twin Power with me? It's so cool to see what Maia and Alec are up to now.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember where we left off? They escaped from the Grecoin, right?
That's right.
Hiding out in a farmhouse, trying to blend in as like normal Earth teenagers.
Yes.
And you know what that means?
High school.
High school, exactly. The ultimate test, don't you think? And we've got these two scenes straight from the story
Teens, yeah.
that show just how hard it is to blend in. I'm really curious about how differently Maia and Alec are handling all of this. I mean, this whole human experience.
It is fascinating to see them go from, fighting alien warships to facing the much more mundane realities of lockers and homework. What a change.
Talk about culture shock. In scene 17, they're getting ready for their first date, and Maia is like bouncing off the walls.
Oh, she's so enthusiastic, isn't she?
She's like a sponge, soaking it all up, excited to learn everything.
She even says she has many questions about human customs.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
And kind of ironic, right? Since she's the one who's the alien with superpowers.
Quite. Alec, on the other hand, well, he's not exactly thrilled about any of this. Seems like he'd rather be fighting an enemy fleet.
I get it. High school can be tough, even if you haven't crash landed on a foreign planet. But I think there's more to it with Alec, don't you? Think back to everything they've been through. Losing their home, the constant threat from the Grecoin.
Exactly. That kind of trauma leaves its mark. Of course, he'd be hesitant to let his guard down, to open himself up to possibly getting hurt again.
And then there's Aida. She's like their secret weapon, packing lunches, giving advice, even offering tips on how to navigate human social situations.
She's far more than just a robot companion. She's their anchor, their confidant.
Yes, their source of support. It really warms my heart to see their bond.
Mm.
Especially given everything they've been through.
Me too.
Uh-huh.
But it does make you think about the danger, right? What if someone found out these two seemingly ordinary teenagers have a hyper-intelligent AI and a spaceship hidden away?
Talk about blowing your cover. That leads us right into scene 18, which takes us to the heart of high school, the classroom. And this is where the twins' attempts at blending in, well, let's just say they don't go exactly as planned.
Their efforts are a bit noticeable.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Maia shows up in this totally mismatched outfit, and Alec is trying to hide behind sunglasses and headphones. It's like they were trying to stand out.
It seems they're relying heavily on Aida's data analysis, which might not be fully attuned to the finer points of teenage fashion.
You think. But the real drama starts when Maia gets called on in history class. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
That feeling when your mind goes completely blank and you're put on the spot.
Absolutely. It's a universal experience. Although, for Maia and Alec, the stakes are a bit higher.
One wrong answer, and their whole charade could fall apart. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife, and then we see them using their telepathic communication.
Ah, yes. Their secret advantage.
They're silently trying to come up with an answer. It's like we're getting a peek in this hidden world they share.
It's their greatest strength, but also their biggest weakness. What if someone were to pick up on those psychic waves? It would expose everything.
Now that's a scary thought. And then, of course, Maia completely blanks on the history question.
Ah.
The Roman Empire. It's almost painful to watch.
It certainly makes you think. Makes you wonder how much of their past is still affecting them, doesn't it? And how they're going to balance being intergalactic warriors with, well, Earth teenagers.
Yeah, they're wearing masks, right? Showing different sides of themselves. Think they can really merge those two identities? Or will they always be living double lives?
I'm thinking true integration. It's a process, wouldn't you say?
A journey.
One that takes a deep understanding of yourself and others. Maia and Alec, they need to face their past, but also really understand human culture, even all its, little contradictions.
I see what you mean. It's not about forgetting who they are. It's more like adding to it, expanding their idea of what it means to be, well, a person.
Yeah.
Even a person with telepathic powers and a spaceship in the garage.
Exactly.
Huh?
Speaking of spaceships, remember how differently they feel about blending in?
Oh, yeah?
Mina seems to crave it, like she's making up for lost time, experiencing everything she missed while they were busy fighting.
Totally. Like Earth is this giant playground full of new things to discover. Yet pop music, school dances. Those would be pretty exciting if you'd spend your childhood training for, space battles.
Her excitement, it's endearing, isn't it? Reminds me of that sense of wonder we lose as we get older. Maybe she can help us, or will you? Remember that feeling a bit.
I'm always up for an adventure. Especially with such a clever guide. But Alec, he's not so easy to figure out. Almost like he's He's afraid to actually enjoy himself, let go of the past.
I sense a deep fear of vulnerability in him. He's seen how fragile life is, the consequences of losing someone. It's understandable he'd be afraid to let himself get close to anyone, risk losing them too.
It makes his gruffness make more sense now, doesn't it? Not just being a grumpy teenager, but actually protecting himself from more heartache.
He's protecting his sister too, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely.
He may not be as excited as Maia, but he's absolutely dedicated to her safety, her well-being, even if it means suffering through high school with that stoic look and his noise-canceling headphones.
That's that loyalty, that protectiveness. It comes through even when they're, bickering like typical siblings. Mm-hmm. You can feel how close they are.
A connection forged through tough times. It really speaks to their bond, how close they've stayed, considering all the incredible challenges they've faced.
It makes you think about the people in your own life who've been there through everything, doesn't it? The ones who really know you, support you, even when you're, let's just say, not at your best.
The people who see past our imperfections and appreciate us for who we truly are, those relationships are, they're irreplaceable, wouldn't you say?
They really are. And they help us get through the hard times. Speaking of which, I can't wait to see how Maia and Alec handle this new world. Do you think they'll be able to move past their trauma, really embrace this chance at a normal life? Or will their secrets weigh them down in the end?
So many questions to explore. It seems like their story will reveal a lot about not just them, but about what it means to belong, what identity really is, and the power of human connection.
You always know how to keep me on the edge of my seat. We're back. Still thinking about twin power, these high school scenes. They bring up some really big questions, huh?
It's that mix, isn't it? They have these extraordinary powers, but they're in a totally ordinary setting. It makes you think maybe we all go through similar things.
Right. Like even people who fight aliens still get awkward, still have teenage problems.
It's that shared human experience. The need to belong, fear of rejection, wanting to connect. Those are things we all deal with, spaceships or no spaceships.
And it's so interesting how Maia and Alec approach it all differently. She's almost like scientifically curious about being human.
Like a researcher studying a new species, she sees it as a way to learn and grow.
But Alec, he's holding back. Do you think that's all because of his past, or is there something else?
I think it's both. He's hurt, sure, but I also sense maybe he sees human interaction as shallow, not worth the effort.
Maybe for some people, fitting in feels like giving up who they really are. And for Alec, he's lost so much already that price might be too high.
That's a really good point. It makes you wonder, what does fitting in even mean? Is it being like everyone else, or finding a place where you can be yourself even if you're different?
That's something a lot of people struggle with, I bet. Feeling like they don't belong, like they're the odd one out.
Being an outsider, it's something we've all felt at some point. But sometimes it's in those moments that we learn the most about ourselves, find our own path.
It's like those times when you feel out of place. They make you stronger, help you figure out who you are.
Maybe for Maia and Alec, this whole fish out of water thing, it might force them to deal with their past, figure out who they are now, and find where they truly belong.
It's amazing how much these high school scenes make us think. Even ordinary places can be the setting for incredible stories.
That's the power of stories, isn't it? They show us things about ourselves, connect us to others, even if their lives seem completely different.
And we want to hear from you. What do you think are the biggest challenges ahead for Maia and Alec? Will they find a way to blend their past and present, their powers, with this normal human life?
And what can we learn from all this? What does their story teach us about identity, belonging, the strength we all have inside? Tell us what you think in the comments.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep diving deep.